Hi, this is Wayne Chapin, president of Xerillion, and this is how to get $10,000 from Microsoft to modernize your company IT with Office 365. So your situation, you're the CFO, COO, CIO of a company with 250 plus users. You're interested in Office 365, but you haven't yet pulled the trigger. You want your data private and secure. You want your computers stable and secure. You want your users to have secure, efficient access to data and applications without a lot of hassles. And you're interested to reduce the count of servers and reduce your overall IT costs. Your concerns would be moving users from a file server to SharePoint Online and OneDrive for document management and their reaction to that. The training and change management involved in making this kind of transition. The downtime migrating email from your local Exchange server or current hosting company. Or upgrading a bunch of Windows 7 or Windows 8 computers if they're still around in your infrastructure. And maybe your internal IT team doesn't have the people experienced and certified in Office 365 deployments and migrations. Though with the right partner, the internal IT team can definitely help to reduce the project costs. What you'd love would be modernizing your company's IT with all the things you've heard and seen about in Office 365. Not having to refresh server hardware anymore with its huge capital expenses and management overhead. Not having to respond to late night or early morning server outage alarms, and increasing morale in the company by giving your user base the freedom to work as productively from home as they do from the office, and giving users the ability to bring their own device, and knowing company data is fully under your control and cannot be moved anywhere outside of your control, even when accessed from an employee's personal computer or cell phone. Also, what you'd love is that new computers are set up securely and consistently without images, even with an employee picking up a computer off the shelf at Best Buy on Sunday afternoon because they have to fly out somewhere on Monday. They're going to connect up the computer. Your system's going to push out a provisioning package with all the settings, and it's going to be all configured, ready to go with your software loaded on it. Also, you'd love that your user account is protected with a PIN code that's sent to your cell phone, that you'll have multi-factor authentication, and that all documents and email activity is logged inside the company. And if there's unusual activity going on with your documents, maybe there's a lot of deletion going on, maybe there's a lot of external file sharing going on, that would be audited and you would get an alarm. Also, that users can directly control security to emails and documents themselves so that nobody else will have access, no matter where in the world that document or email or who is or who has it. So they will be able to take those sensitive emails and write inside emails or documents, and right inside that email or document specify the user that has access to see it. And wherever it goes, nobody else will be able to do anything with the contents of it. So how do you get the Microsoft money? Well, the money can be used for a proof of concept for Office 365 Enterprise or Microsoft 365 Enterprise, which is my personal favorite. So companies that have 250 plus users can qualify for $5,000 for a proof of concept, and companies that have 1,000 plus users can qualify for $10,000 towards a proof of concept. This must go through a Microsoft partner, and the partner must be a Microsoft certified cloud solution provider. And so how Xerillion goes about it, we get an initial call set up, and then we see if Office 365 or Microsoft 365 is a proper fit for your company. And if it is, we can talk about doing a proof of concept or potentially even an outright deployment. And don't worry, with those large user accounts, we don't go around to every single computer when we flip things over, whether it's the email or the documents. And that's something we would talk to you about, how that process is automated. Anyway, at number 3, we'd put the proposal together. If you approved it, you're not held to anything, you're not under contract for anything at that point. We go to Microsoft, fill out some forms and submit the request, and then we wait for approval. And it usually comes back within a couple business days. So from that point, we go ahead and commence the project. And we get it all set up with you, go ahead and get the proof of concept in place, let you work with the system. And from that point, that completes the proof of concept. And then Microsoft confirms with you that the project was completed, and then we just deduct the funds from the proof of concept funding. And you may even determine that you want to use that for a deployment, and that would go a long ways to working with the deployment for a project like that and cover a lot of the project costs. It's important that Microsoft provides two important dates, the date at which the work can begin and cannot start beforehand, and the date at which the work has to be completed by. Microsoft's very easy to work with on these types of promotions. We've never had a problem, and as I mentioned just before, that usually these cover not just a proof of concept, but once the proof of concept is done, assuming you like the product, you'll probably have a lot of the project setup done for your Office 365 account or your Microsoft 365 account. I know they sound very similar, but they're two different things, and we would talk to you about how that works. Again, my personal favorite is Microsoft 365 Enterprise, but that's something we can discuss when we first talk. So if you're interested, you can contact us to set up an initial call. You can email us at support@Xerillion.com, or you can call at 847-995-9800. We'll schedule a call, listen to your needs, and go from there. Thank you very much.